Comedy Bang! Bang! Is a weekly comedy audio podcast, which originally began airing as a radio show on May 1, 2009. It is hosted by writer and comedian Scott Aukerman, best known for his work on the 1990s HBO sketch comedy program Mr. Show with Bob and David, as well as for co-founding the weekly comedy Death Ray stage show at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in Hollywood. Comedy Death Ray Radio was formerly broadcast from Southern California's Indy 103 studios, but since the summer of 2010 has been broadcast as part of the Earwolf comedy podcasting network. Many notable people in the world of comedy, music, television and film have appeared on the radio program, including Paul F. Tompkins, Weird Al Yankovic, Amy Mann, John Hamm, Aziz Ansari, Adam Scott, Patton Oswalt, Seth Rogen, Thomas Lennon, Zach Galifianakis, Ben Stiller, David Cross, Bob Odenkirk, Sarah Silverman, Amy Poehler, James Adomian, Michael Cera, Tim Heidecker, Andrew Daly, Nick Kroll, Loudon Wainwright III, Matt Besser, Kevin Nealon, Anna Kendrick and Neil Hamburger. As of June 8, 2012, Comedy Bang Bang is also a television series on IFC hosted by Scott Aukerman and Reggie Watts. History: Comedy Death Ray Radio first aired May 1, 2009, after Aukerman gained permission from Indy 103 to conduct a one-month tryout. The first episode's guests were Rob Heibel and Thomas Lennon. During occasions when Aukerman has been unable to host, Paul F. Tompkins, Chris Hardwick, Jimmy Pardo or Jerry Minor have guest-hosted. Although normally produced in Los Angeles, the show has also been taped in Vancouver, Seattle, New York City, Chicago and Austin. Name change: on the May 15, 2011 two-year anniversary podcast, Aukerman announced that the show's name was changing to Comedy Bang Bang, the podcast. He went on to say that the show had evolved a great deal in its first 2 years, and he credited his wife Kulep Vilaysack for coming up with the new name. Format and features: the show's format mixes conversation between the host and guests with comedy songs and occasionally game segments. Some guests play characters or impersonate certain celebrities, sometimes for the entirety of the episode. The show's most frequent guest Paul F. Tompkins has impersonated celebrities such as rapper Ice-T, directors Gary Marshall and Werner Herzog, actor John C. Reilly, composer Andrew Lloyd Webber, actor Danny Glover and cake boss Buddy Valastro. Other frequent guests such as James Adomian has played public television personality Hal Hauser, Jesse Ventura, Paul Giamatti, Christopher Hitchens, actor Gary Busey, celebrity chef Gordon Ramsay, and food critic Merrill Schindler. For the first few months of the program, comedian Doug Benson would semi-regularly call the program and give several 8-words or less movie reviews. In the last third of the show, Aukerman and his guests will often play one of several improv-style games. The following games have recently been played: Would You Rather?, in which the guests are presented with two typically absurd scenarios. Following a brief question-and-answer session with answers made up on the spot by Aukerman, the contestants are asked to choose one of the options, with points given after each round. Riddle Me This, in which one person comes up with a question that is the setup for a joke. An example would be, what's brown and is often spotted near a fast food restaurant? The other contestants then come up with answers and vote whose answer was the funniest. It's been a while since these games have been played. Jukebox Jury, in which Scott and the guests rate songs sent in by listeners as either mustard or pants, although the meanings of the ratings is unknown. Freestyle Rap Battle Contest, in which the guests take turns performing a freestyle rap. What Am I Thinking?, in which two guests count down together from 3 and attempt to use word association to say the same word. Alive or Dead, in which Scott gives the guests the name of a celebrity and they must determine if that celebrity is alive or dead. The people in question are usually alive but their fictional deaths are described in a humorous way. Who Said It?, in which guests name the person to whom a given quote is attributed. Occasionally guests will present their own features on the show. Examples include, Harris Phone Corner, in which Harris Whittles recites jokes, text message to himself, which were deemed unworthy of his stand-up performances, and is ridiculed for his efforts. New No-Nos, in which Paul Rust makes up new rules for life and the world, which he refers to as new no-nos. Nearly every new rule is a ridiculous idea that can already be accomplished without consequence. Episodes. Reviews, often strange, consistently hilarious, always unpredictable. Entertainment Weekly, one of the 10 best comedy podcasts of the moment. Never strays far from a laugh. Rolling Stone, GQ has praised the show, calling it one of the preeminent places to hear not only the stalwarts of stand-up, but also lesser-known comics, like Natasha Leggero, Chelsea Peretti, and Brett Gelman. The AV Club says the guests are routinely top-notch. The show has a de facto company of ace improvisers enlivening each episode, and Scott Aukerman is a gleefully indulgent host, also saying, for comedy fans, Comedy Bang Bang is essential listening. It frequently appears in their Podmas column, highlighting the best podcasts of each week. Red Hot Chili Peppers parody, in episode 204, The Pepper Men, guests John Daly and Zach Galifianakis professed their love for the rock band Red Hot Chili Peppers. Both claimed to be huge Pepper Men, and had written a song in tribute to the band titled Abracadabra California, which Daly sang using his best Anthony Kiedis imitation. On January 29, 2014, a very official-looking website called www.rhcp2014.com appeared online claiming to have the brand-new Chili Peppers song, Abracadabra California. The song even featured a layout for the band's upcoming Super Bowl appearance complete with sponsors' logos. Various people through websites including Twitter and Facebook at first were fooled by the song, although many quickly realized that it was a parody. The song was written and performed by Daly and musician Cyrus Armani. Chili Peppers drummer Chad Smith tweeted his approval of the song. See also, Comedy Death Ray, references, notes. External links, official Comedy Bang Bang website, Comedy Bang Bang podcast or SS feed, Comedy Bang Bang at Twitter, Comedy Death Ray at Indie 103.